RCA Victor and its dealers present Burr Tillstrom, creator of Kukla, Ollie, and all the Kuklapolitan players with Fran Ellison in Kukla, Fran and Ollie.
Ophelia, my little magnolia blossom, I hope you're getting ready because that train's not going to wait for anybody, let alone you or me or any of the rest of the Kuklapolitan players. Jackson, I'm glad to see you have your fur hat and your coat all ready.
That's right.
Gracious, wasn't that a blizzard last night? I'll tell you, I'm not used to it. My blood is still thin. Well, so, Linwood, I hope are you going to Milwaukee with us, Linwood?
I'm afraid I won't be able to make it, Colonel.
There's something more important, I suppose.
No, I just had already made some other plans.
Something more important, that's obvious. Well, that's too bad. It's just too bad. Of course, that's what happened when you get up in the world a little bit. Things happen that are a little more important. Your old friends are willing to forget, though, and forgive. Ophelia, my little dear, my sweet little magnolia, my sweet little frosted magnolia blossom. My sweet little icicle, my sweet little snowflake. I'll have to change all my endearing young terms for her endearing young charms, and I use the phrase loosely. Boy, I tell you, last night I thought I had on a pair of lovely earmuffs, which were given to me by a lady friend, someone I knew before I joined the Kuklapolitan Players, a young lady that I worked with in a little theater down in Richmond, Virginia. And she gave me these. When I left to make my fortune up north, she said, Colonel, she always treated me like I was a son. She was a very motherly type woman, lovely girl. And she said, Colonel, well, she always knew that because I was director, I was very artistic and temperamental in those days. And she knew that I didn't take very good care of myself. I was just a sort of a gay young bachelor. And you know how gay young bachelors are. They just don't sort of take care of themselves and so forth. And so she said to me, she said, Colonel, I hope you'll forgive me for running off like this, but I haven't thought about this for years. She said to me, she said, Colonel, I might add that she said Colonel Dowling. She said, Colonel, when you go up there in the north, some of those winds are mighty cold, especially in the Windy City, which is a term which we people up in the north now call our favorite city, Chicago, the Windy City. You may not have heard it, but that's what we call it, the Windy City. Anyway, she said, the wind blows cold and fast in the Windy City, my dear boy, and I know how sensitive your little earlobes are. She always called them my little earlobes. I know full well they're not little. They are earlobes, though. And so she said, I want you to have this lovely knitted pair of earmuffs, and she gave them to me. They were knitted with a little wire frame, and they had a lovely fur lining. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, because by this time I've lost the point of the whole story. Oh, I know. I was going to say, it was so cold last night that the wind was blowing. Really, I tell you, Chicago lived up to its nickname, which is aforementioned, is the Windy City, in the full glory last night because the wind really blew. And it didn't blow off Lake Michigan, it blew from the west. I tell you, you folks out there in the west certainly send us a wicked wind. And you loaded it with ice, too, believe me. As a matter of fact, though, what I was going to say was that I was out for my evening stroll, as I oftentimes do in eventide, and I was walking down Michigan Boulevard, which we have laughingly nicknamed Bull Mish. That's another northern Yankee term. And I was walking down there, and you know that I had these earmuffs on, and a great gust of wind came by and just sent my earmuffs sailing. Well, I knew when I got to it would fall dead or the door now. But anyway, that's the kind of storm we have, and that's why I'm calling Ophelia to be sure that she's well-dressed and, oh, my dear little girl. Oh, my dear girl, anyway. You're certainly looking lovely. You certainly are really looking lovely. You're going to send them up there in Milwaukee. I hope so. I really hope so. How do I look, dear? Well, I just said you certainly look divine. They'll love you up there.
I hope they do. I do love everyone in Milwaukee. I really think it's such a grand town.
Oh, I do, too. One of the most wonderful towns to have a good time in I've ever been in my entire life.
Well, I know that. I'm from Milwaukee. I ought to know.
Well, that's nice anyway.
Come along, Colonel. Don't forget, you're going to sit next to me on the train.
You bet. You bet. Going to take the train up there. I don't know why I'm telling you that either. It's not really important, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the train. It's not really worth it to fly at this particular time because it takes you longer to get from the merchandise mart to the airport than it does to go up there and back. On the Christopher Columbus, which used to be a whaleboat that went up and down in the Lake Michigan. That was before my time, however, but I have heard many of my friends. I know one of my friends came up from on one of those excursions from the South during the 1933 World Fair. Of course, I was but a lad. But they came up here, and they took that trip on Lake Michigan. You know, the Christopher Columbus. It was an old-fashioned...
Hello, dear.
Well, as I live and breathe, it's Beulah May. Turn around, dear.
Note the tail detail.
I beg your pardon?
I said note the tail detail.
Oh, I do. My, it's gracious. I hadn't seen it this year.
Just came out.
Mothballs?
Heavens, no. Well, dear, don't forget. On the train to Milwaukee, we're sitting together. You'll remember, won't you?
Wow.
See that you don't forget, or else it's...
How could I have ever done anything like that? I don't believe I did. I think those girls just talked me into it right now. Girls have a way of doing things like that when they want their way. They just make it off as if you've already agreed. I didn't agree any such thing. I didn't say any such thing at all. Well, you can almost take the arm out between the two seats. That'll be cozy. Francis, are you ready, my dear?
Almost, Colonel.
Well, that's good.
You excited about
Oh,
the
I'm
trip?
looking. Oh, you look lovely, my dear.
Thank you.
Ah, that's a stunning dress.
Thank you. I understand that you're going to sit beside Madame Oglepus and Beulah.
Between.
Between, you think you met up with a big gust of wind last night.
Yeah. I know what you mean, my dear.
Hope you'll have a pleasant trip tonight.
Well, I hope so, too.
I don't know how it could have slipped your mind, but we spoke about sitting together, I remember.
You see what I mean? It's the old Badger game. Francis, you never said any such thing.
I seem to remember it quite distinctly.
Oh, good heavens. Oh, what a trip this is going
But
to be.
it's all right with me. I guess something more important came up. That's how it is. You get up in the world a little bit.
Good heavens.
Forget your old friends.
Quote. I'll see you on the train, my dear.
All right.
I'll nod.
Please do.
My dear, now, let me see. I want to get this straight. We're going to Milwaukee tonight, and we are to appear at Gimbel's, Electric City, is
Electric City, yes.
With the Kukla record albums.
Right.
At 10:30 and 2:30. That's the Happy Mother Goose album, is that
That's
right?
right. Mm-hmm.
And you folks are going to sign some, hmm?
Yes, I hope we'll have an occasion to do so.
Well, I hope that you have a nice big crowd. I tell you, I always get in the crowd. If you have any trouble at all getting some of the folks up there to bring their albums up, I'll go up. If it's at no cost to me, I'll go up and buy one and get in the line and start the line out.
Well, say, that's wonderful. Have you had any experience in that kind of thing?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. I was traveling with a carnival. Well, my dear, I can handle it. I have lots of disguises. I'll see you later then.
Wonderful.
And remember, 10:30 and 2:30 at Gimbel's Electric City.
City.
You bet. Tom Swift and his Electric City. And I quote.
Well, it will be. Kukla. Oh, Ollie, didn't know you were here. Mm-hmm. How are you? Isn't that amazing? Gee, that's the envy of my life.
You can do it. Anybody can do it.
No, I can't.
I got a name for it. A real miraculous name. It came in the mail.
Did?
Mm-hmm. From Shaker Heights, Ohio. From Lynch, I think. I'm not sure of the name. I couldn't quite make up the spelling. You know, sometimes I'm not very good at reading writing.
Oh, I think you do.
I think it's Lynn or Lynch C. Speckle. I think that's the name. And they said, not by any means the Oliver Dragon backbender. What else? The Oliver Twist.
The Oliver Twist?
Yeah, isn't that good?
Why, that's great.
And I quote.
Well, that is truly
Isn't
wonderful.
that great? Oliver Twist.
Oliver
Twist. Oliver
we
Twist.
got
Isn't that
through that.
sensation? Coop, did you hear that? What? The name for my thing is called the Oliver Twist.
That's fine, Kukla.
What's Dolores going to call it? She can do it, too.
It'll be called the Oliver Twist because I made it up.
Well, I think that's really fair.
It's a great thing. We could do it all over the country. Just think. We could teach people how to do the Oliver Twist because it's such a sensational thing for, it's great for relaxation.
Yes, I can see where it would be.
It's great for changing the subject. It's good for the hair. And good for making people forget that they're angry at you. It's good for talking to the girls. It's good for an awful lot of things. I can teach people all over the country about the Oliver Twist. Don't you think that'd be great?
Oh,
Don't you think that?
I think it'd be great, but let's not have too much of it today.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm considering even hiring a publicity agent.
Why don't you just do that? Would you like me to call up the papers this afternoon? I'll do the whole thing. Why don't you write a song about it?
Coop! That's a sensational idea.
You gonna do it?
I might just do it. I've got a little tune that I've been noodling with, a little something that went around in my head. I've been kind of talking to Jack about it, and I've been waiting for a title. And I can work the lyrics. That's what I'll do. The Oliver Twist. That's great. That's great. I'll do it.
Wait a minute.
Gee, I'd
What?
give anything in the world if I could do that.
Got to get ready to go to Milwaukee.
I don't care.
am already.
I'm all ready, Will. I'll get this written before we go to Milwaukee. I can do it in Milwaukee. I'll do it. Everywhere I go, they'll say, there goes Oliver with his twist.
Oh, dear.
Well, fine.
Should be fun tomorrow.
Well, it's starting off well, but I'm worried about Ollie with his song.
Oh, no, don't
Why did-
worry.
why did
son.
I
When did Ollie ever come up with anything
Yeah,
that he really started out to do? I mean, a big project.
a real song.
Wonderful ideas, but gives him something to work on.
Well, the same way I was thinking, with whenever he's talking about his big plays or something, they never quite come on.
I met Mr. Dowling last night.
Did you? Did you have fun?
Charm the heart out of a stone.
Oh,
Wonderful.
That an old Irish expression.
He's real great. Wonderful. Delightful play. I loved every minute of it.
Wasn't it fun?
They were all wonderful.
Oh, I liked it. I knew you'd like it. Fran,
Yes.
I was thinking we ought to rehearse a little bit on the song, our songs that we always sing for our friends in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes.
Think we could do that at all?
Well, I'm going to try very hard.
How do you think the Madam Oglepus and Colonel Crackie Beulah Witch department's going to work
I'm
out?
very curious to see.
I wish I could go and have fun, but I think I'm going to go and have to be.
You go with me and we'll have fun.
I'm going to have to make the peace all the time. I'm going to have to.
I depend on you lately. You've become the gay companion of my early youth.
Really?
Yes.
All right, by golly, I will tonight.
Good.
I'll put on a bow tie.
Wonderful.
That's what I'll do. I'll put on a bow tie and I'll even wear my cap. And
Great.
We'll get in and we'll go in the dining car and
You take my arm and we'll enter.
we'll enter.
And we'll seat ourselves and have a fine dinner.
We'll harmonize. We'll go out on the observation platform and harmonize.
Shall we?
Let's do that.
Let's start right now.
Yeah. Hope I remember my part.
Beautiful Wisconsin, nature's wonderland. In all my dreams I see. Beautiful Wisconsin, glorious and grand. That's where I long to be. Silvery lake and rocky dell hold me in their magic spell, and the pine scented air is beyond compare. Beautiful Wisconsin, milk and honey land, your home, sweet home to me. We'll be the grandest tigers in the jungle.
Oh,
We will.
Was it all right, do you think?
Beautiful.
I didn't know whether I remembered it or not.
Bravo, bravo,
Hi,
bravo.
Fletcher.
That was a grand rendition of that lovely song.
Well, thank you.
And I want to be the first to congratulate you.
Well, that's very sweet of you.
What?
Thank you.
Congratulate you. I beg your pardon.
Yes?
Gracious. Well, I'm so glad that you're in such a good mood today, because perhaps you will be receptive to an idea which I have just thought out of my very own head.
You don't mean it.
Yes, I have.
Well,
It's
what?
original. Completely original.
What's that?
Well, now, sir, you know that I've been doing a great many of the commercials on the Kukla show. You know that.
Oh, yes, and very well, too.
Yes,
Well,
please.
yes, so it seems. Not that I like to brag, but I've received some very favorable mail in that regard. And so I thought perhaps that is a new fort for me. Perhaps that could be really, besides the mailroom, now that I have that pretty well organized, perhaps it could be a new fort for me. And so I think, however, that the commercials need a little revising. Now, I don't want to just do them all the time myself, that is. I'd like to direct a few.
Oh?
Oh, yes, from the control room.
I don't know how Gami will like that.
I've made arrangements with Gami.
He agreed?
Well, there wasn't much of anything else he could do.
Oh.
I had something on him, and he just had to...
Why, Fletcher.
Well, not exactly.
Very ugly term for that.
Well,
sort
it
of thing.
really... Well, I can tell you, folks. There was a letter that came in 3 cents overdue for Gami the other day, and I paid the 3 cents. So I'm holding it over his head.
Well, believe me, I would.
The 3 cents?
No, never mind, Koopa. Now, let's just... this is my suggestion. A script came in today. You know, we folks don't use scripts the way... We should use scripts, planned commercials, things that... I mean, it's nice to work them in and have them what we call integrated and ad-lib commercials. That's nice, but we don't always get the sponsors' products over properly. So I thought it would be nice if...
I think it'd be nice another time, maybe.
Yes,
Fletcher,
I
but
do
not,
too,
not
because
going
today's
to
the end of the
Milwaukee.
week. And
No, really. Well, of course, if you don't want my ideas.
Oh, well, Fletcher, we want your ideas. But
Well, all right, then, let's do it.
Well, what's the idea?
Well, just a minute. There's a script. There's a script for you.
This has a part for Ollie.
Yes, I know. I'm going to the control room. You get him.
He's working on songwriting. Let's not get him upset.
Oh, well, let's have him work on this. And
This says kinescope, so we can wait 2 or 3 weeks to do this.
No. That means kinescope tube. This is a commercial on RCA tubes, and a very important one, and I want you to do it correct. I'll go into the control room, and I'll shout directions to you in the approved fashion.
Ollie?
I heard the whole thing. I didn't
Come
want
on.
to do it, kids. I'm writing my song. Oliver Twist.
No.
Well, you can do this with us.
How are you getting along?
Oh, grand.
Did you really get it started?
Oh, sure.
Well,
Never mind.
To wait for the director. You ready in there?
Yeah.
ready?
Well, sir, let's go over the audio first. Now, you remember you have to memorize this, and then after that, we'll block it out. But let's read it first at 4 levels.
You're first.
Oh. You know something, Coop?
No. What?
Isn't it amazing? There are almost 10 million.
10 million what?
Why, 10 million television sets now in use throughout the width and breadth of this land.
That's right, as of 3 o'clock yesterday.
This is a kinescope made by RCA.
It's a big one.
It's a 16-incher.
Make it good funnel for cider.
Some part for me here.
Who wrote it? There's never been anything in there but electrons. RCA developed all electronic television and the first company to make tubes like this available on a mass production basis to the entire industry.
It's not a question, it's a
Industry.
period.
Industry.
My goodness, if there are 10 million television sets, there must be a lot of servicemen.
Well, from what Well, from what I gather, if anybody needs a new picture tube for their set, the best they can get is RCA.
That's right.
Doesn't make any difference what make set you have. When you need a new picture tube, ask your serviceman to install an RCA tube.
Oh, If we can get the RCA people in Harrison to send enough of these, we can play a tune on them.
Well,
What's this?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
well, I guess you get better music and better pictures when you use these RCA tubes in your own set at home.
That's fine. That's fine. Good reading. All right, now let's block out the video part. That's a term meaning the sight part of the picture.
What else is there to a picture but sight?
Never mind, Coop. I want to get back to my songwriting. Let's let him get over it with.
Stay right here.
Well, now, let me see. Let's read the directions.
All right, I'll read the directions here. Yeah. All right. Where are you going?
There's some props I think are needed.
Well, come on up here and help me read them.
Okay.
No?
No.
You bet. And Cass, you stick close to the zoomer and work the camera exactly the way I say. He's reading a script, too. Oh, here's the first one. You want me to read it? I think you better, Fletch. I don't think it's wise if we read it. You're the director. All righty. Fran holds kinescope. Or we see Kinney lying on table. Or suspended on a wire bracket that can be revolved. Now, let us decide which is the best.
Well, I can either hold it or I can get the table, but that wire bracket has got to go because we don't have any.
Well, yes, we do. That was what I went downstairs for. I have a coat hanger.
Kukla, that won't work. A big, beautiful RCA picture tube.
Shall I go and get it?
Yeah, let's try it on the table. You can bring it in on the table.
I must remind you that I am directing this.
I'm sorry. But it was just an actor's suggestion.
Make your suggestion. Oh, that looks fine. That looks just fine.
Yes, that does look pretty. I don't think that exactly shows the product off.
Just a moment, I'm directing. I want to get to my song.
Come on, Al. You stay right here.
The Kukla, what would you suggest?
Well, I suggest throwing the script away and just talking about RCA tubes the way we know how to talk.
Might.
I heard that, and I don't think it's a good suggestion.
Well, then I suggest, I don't think it looks pretty. Why don't we, here, it's lying on the table. It looks kind of cold there and uncomfortable. Let's put a big pillow under it.
Piano is moved to, on request.
Here, let's put a little blanket around it so it won't get cold. Oh, really? That is ridiculous. You want the RCA tube to show off to its best advantage. Why cover it up?
Well, Fletcher, we were just trying to make it, right. We didn't...
That's all right. I think, however, we're going to have to put it in a separate place. Francis, would you mind wheeling the kinescope tube out, please? My, that's a handsome instrument.
Well, anybody can see that. Fletcher, we don't have to talk about it, because anybody who knows RCA sets knows what a wonderful picture and everything.
That is all right. That is just the same. I wish to go on with the rehearsal. So would you mind bringing up the little tube display? I want to get on with my song. Oh, that is fine. That shows all the RCA tubes. Would you? That's fine, Kukla. There. How about you, Oliver? I'm going to do my song.
I'm afraid it's rebellion, Fletcher. These tubes look just wonderful. And why don't we work this out our own way, Fletch, a little bit later? We've got to get ready for Milwaukee. I'm awfully sorry, Fletch.
Oh, well, all right then. You don't want my ideas.
It isn't that, Fletch. Oh, Fran. I'm lost.
Can I help you?
Nobody wants my ideas. It's perfectly all right. No one has to use my ideas.
Fletch, look, your ideas are fine, and it's wonderful, but I think it's a little better if we just kind of work it out our own way, maybe, and take a little more time. We'll go through the script. We'll rehearse it, won't we, Fran?
Yes, we will.
We'll memorize it on the train, and we'll rehearse it in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Goody, goody, gander.
Well, I gotta pack my things. I do.
Jack.
Yes, Ollie?
Here, I'll toss this to you.
Okay.
Would you try that?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Take a look at it now. What do you think of it?
Very interesting.
Looks good, huh?
You got an idea there, didn't you?
Yeah, you bet I got an idea. And I scribbled it down quickly, right out of my head. I didn't even use the piano or anything. Isn't that
You
fine?
hear all that mentally.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
How do the lyrics look?
Let's take a listen to it.
All right. My sunny disposition and my sparkling animation result from just one exercise I do for relaxation. For a tightness in my muscles cannot possibly exist when I do the Oliver twist. When I do the Oliver twist. My knack of making friends again with people I'm offending is due to this maneuver that I'm highly recommending. Pretend I've made you angry. Does your anger still persist? When I do the Oliver twist. When I do the Oliver twist. When I'm asked to make decisions of the more perplexing kind, I will always mull it over in my superflexing mind. My analysis is most astute, for with my head askew, my perspective will include the other fellow's point of view. My winning way with women is a source of satisfaction. Whenever they're around me, there's a type of chain reaction. They stand in line and wait till not a one remains unkissed. When I do the when I do the although there's nothing to it, it seems that when I do it, nobody can resist the Oliver twist.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
It was just great.
You like it?
Oh, it's sensational.
That gives me a great idea. I want to talk to you about it on Monday.
All right.
Oh, that's fine. I'd like to hear. Why can't we hear it now?
Because we have to get ready to go to Milwaukee, and I want you to say the closing words for today.
Yes.
Oliver Twisty.
All right. Remember, in television, it's RCA. Victor?
When you buy an RCA Victor 45 automatic record changer, you'll get your choice of a Pops, Kitty, or Classical 45 record each month for 6 months. You'll also receive a 6-month subscription to Picture Record Review, the magazine of record news. See your RCA Victor dealer and get an RCA Victor 45 record changer, the bonus book for 6 hit records, plus the subscription to Picture Record Review. All for just $12.95. This offer is good only in the continental United States. For the best in records, it's RCA Victor. The musical director of Kukla, Fran and Ollie is Jack Fascinato. The producer is Beulah Zachary. The director, Louis Gomovitz, and the costume designer, Joseph Lockwood.
And this is Burr Tillstrom, thanking you on behalf of Mr. Dragon and his lovely new song.
RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in television, first in recorded music. Ask your RCA Victor dealer for your record coupon book tomorrow.
NBC Television.